Evening, everyone. It's a few minutes before 7, and this is your closing comment for Thursday, the 9th of September. It is video number 931. Okay, so it was kind of an interesting day. Because it was Thursday, we had claims, both initial and continuing. The initial claims were down 35,000 from an adjusted up from last week. So they're at 310,000. We are still a long way off from what is pre-pandemic normal, which is 220 to 250. But it's moving in the right direction, albeit kind of slowly. Continuing claims were 2.738 million, and that was versus a 2.8 million revised number. It was kind of an interesting day. In that we had a bunch of earnings last night, and I'll look at those first. We had Lululemon, which beat handily and was up 40 or 10.5% today. Restoration Hardware, RH, up 52, 7.8%. And that was about it for the earnings from last night. We did have some other movers. Biogen, BIIB, was down 21 or 6.7% based on the fact that their Alzheimer's drug rollout is going to be a very slow launch. We had Moderna talking about other RNA, mRNA based drugs in their pipeline. That one was up 7.8% or $33. We also had Sam Adams. We talked about this last night. We talked about it this morning. And in point of fact, in my Discord room, we actually bought some Sam Adams calls today. Most people traded the same one that I did personally, which was the Sam Adams expiring a week from tomorrow, 550 calls. The reason for that is, as I mentioned this morning, how something affects a stock when it's 1,350 is different than how it affects a stock when it's 500. And this one had closed in the area of about 559 yesterday, and this morning pre-market it did in fact trade 500. But when they got it open, they opened it at 512. The low for the day was 510 and a half, and the high was actually 548. And those options, which were down as low as $1.80, we bought them a little early in the $4 to $5 range. When the stock got up to 548, which was still out of the money, the options traded at $10. Now, the stock sold off a little with the market at the end of the day, closed about 538, down 21, but you have to realize that was almost $30 off the low and only $10 off the high. That means it closed 75% up on the range. Since then, it actually has traded up to 542. So it's even further up on the range, and it is down just 17. There was a big winner and a big loser also in the drug area. Humanigen, HGEN, FDA rejected the application for a drug that they were using for COVID-19 patients in the hospital, and the stock, which was 23 just 5 days ago, closed today $7.94, down $7.17 or 48%. And I just hate when that happens. ISEE is another name that I picked up off the tape today, and that one is also a drug company. It's called Invertic Bio, and I don't really see any news on it. It had closed yesterday, had a range of 869 to 1041, and had closed the regular session at $8.69, which was down a dime, so certainly nothing there. After the close, however, without any news being published that I can find, the stock traded first down to $6 and then up as high as 1480. The last on it is 1344, up 473, or just short of 53%. So I guess we'll see what happens with that tomorrow. Also, one name that I wrote up last week was AFRM. This is the buy now, pay later company that Amazon made a deal with. It's a partnership, and a firm had closed at $91.95, up $4.41. And after the earnings came out, and they were excellent, the stock traded as high as 115. The last on it is 111.30, and that's up 23.80, or 27%. So a really nice move there. What was also interesting about today is, even though the market sold off, the market internals were substantially stronger than they were yesterday and the day before. With the Dow down 151 and change, or 0.43%, the advanced declines were actually 1-to-1. They were slightly more stocks up than down. Same thing on the NASDAQ, which closed down 38.38, 0.25%, and those were 1.3-to-1 to the upside. The S&P was down $20, just under 0.5%. The Russell was basically unchanged. It was down 60 basis points, 60 cents, not even worth mentioning the percentage there. And the big loser for the day was the transports, down 155, or 1.06. They were, as I said, the big loser. Oil was down about $1.16 on concerns about reopening worldwide, more COVID. Gold was up 6.5 to close exactly 1,800. Right now it's down 430. The oil is down 29 cents. The one that continues to amaze me is the nat gas. Nat gas made another new recovery high today. Yesterday we were talking about it just over $5. Today, a higher low and a higher high, closing near that high again at 503.10, and that was up 11.7%. Tonight it's trading right around $5, which is down 3 cents, and certainly nothing to be concerned about. Bitcoin was wild all day, up 800, down 800, finished up 125, which is really not meaningful on 46,500. The US dollar was down 17 cents, and bonds were up about a point. Those things are, let's take a look. The Bitcoin is down 140, so still nothing meaningful. The dollar has not reopened for evening trading yet, and the bonds are down 5 ticks at 163.5. And that's about it, folks. I'll be back first thing in the morning. First NFL game tonight, Dallas and the world champion Buccaneers with our ex-quarterback from here. I'll try not to boo him too loudly. And that's about it. I'll be back first thing in the morning.